Hello, it's another time for crazy Bible stuff, but actually it's not. This is a preemptive. We interrupt the lack of crazy Bible stuff.
We interrupt your week for the special announcement.
From crazy Bible stuff.
That's right.
We've gone crazy. You know, Jay and I both love the Bible and we love reading it.
Yeah.
And one of the things about the Bible is there's some funny events in there.
There are.
So we thought we would each share briefly, this is going to be a shorter version, our funniest event in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
What is yours?
Okay. This is in the book of Esther. And there were two characters. One, his name was Mordecai, and he's the good guy. And there's a guy named Haman, he was the bad guy. So I'll just keep it simple. Well, there was the king, and the good guy, Mordecai, did something that pleased the king. And so the king kind of forgot about it, and then he was awakened in a dream, and he called his scribes in, and he says, pull out the books, I want to see what went on. Who was it that helped me out this? And they found out it was this guy, Mordecai, the good guy. He says, well, what have we done for him? They said, well, we hadn't done anything for him. He goes, well, we should do something for him. So who's out there? And so this guy, Haman, the bad guy, just happened to be there about that time. He says,
and the bad guy hated the good guy.
Oh yeah, they didn't like each other. So they came in. They brought Haman in, the bad guy, and the king says, "What should I do for a man who has done these wonderful things for me?" And so Haman's thinking, "Oh, he's going to do it for me." So, he should put him on a horse, should wrap him in a robe, should have somebody of high honor lead the horse and proclaim, "This is a wonderful guy, yeah, that sort of thing." And so the king says, "Great, I want you to do this for Mordecai." And which is funny because Haman hated Mordecai, and Haman thought that the king was going to do it to him, but he was going to do it to Mordecai, and he was asking Haman, "What should I do?" And he did all these things, and so he had to turn around and do it to the guy he hated the most. That was kind of funny. Go read the Esther. That was a poor presentation of it, I'm sure, but anyway, that was really funny, and it's in the book of Esther.
And yeah, we can laugh, but I don't think I don't think Haman was laughing.
No, Haman wouldn't laugh, because later he got hung on his own cross,
right?
On his own gallows that he had made for Mordecai.
Yeah, it turned around. That's kind of the funny story, when you try to do wrong. It usually gets you in the end.
Yeah.
It kind of comes back around. It's hard to get by with stuff.
Yeah.
Thank God we live in the New Testament when there's mercy.
Yeah.
But in the Old Testament, oftentimes judgment would come on like what happened to Haman at the end.
Yeah.
So my funniest story is once Israel had an arch enemy, the Philistines, and they were, in a battle, and Israel was desperate. So they brought the Ark of the Covenant, which was a big chest, and it had the original 10 Commandments that God wrote, and Aaron's rod that budded, and all these precious things in it. But it was also anointed and had the presence of God. One time a man touched it, and it was so anointed, he fell dead.
Yeah.
So it was really a powerful thing, the Ark of the Covenant. So they took it to battle with them, thinking, boy, we'll beat the Philistines with this. God can't let anything happen to his Ark. Guess what happened? The Philistines beat them and captured the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah. And they took it to this city, and they were all celebrating, but then they started having problems.
Yeah.
They all got hemorrhoids. The King James Version. I love the way the King James Version reads. It says all the people of this city had hemorrhoids in their private parts. And so I'm thinking that sounds a lot like hemorrhoids to me. And so they were terribly uncomfortable, and they were like, before the Ark, this didn't happen. And now we got to get rid of this. So they get another city to take it. So another Philistine city takes it, and before they know it, everybody in town has hemorrhoids. I can hear the conversation. How you doing today? I'm not sitting too well. I don't know what's going on down there, but my bottom is not doing so good. So they get hemorrhoids. So then they send it to another city, and they get hemorrhoids. And I think it goes to like 4 different towns, cities, and they keep getting hemorrhoids. And then finally, they're like, duh, this has been happening because this thing's bad. Let's send it back. And so for some reason, they had their own God, and they wanted Israel's God to back off and leave them alone in their with the hemorrhoids in their private parts. So they made 7 golden hemorrhoids. I don't know what a golden
Yeah, what would a
hemorrhoid-
golden hemorrhoid look
Say,
like?
what's-
That's hilarious.
Say, hey, I like your necklace. Oh, it's a golden hemorrhoid the Philistines sent. So they.
They must have had a rat infestation too, because they put.
I think so.
Rats.
Yeah, I think there was.
Rats and hemorrhoids.
The hemorrhoids was so funny. I forget about the rats.
I know.
So they send it back to Israel with the
golden-
and then it lives. And they can sit and have their nice conversations, go visit Starbucks without moving from side to side.
Don't mess with God. You
So-
might just get hemorrhoids
Yeah.
and rat infestation.
The thing is, you can't outdo God. Just surrender. The Philistines learned that.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to give this back. And if God is allowing hemorrhoids, not necessarily hemorrhoids, but things in your life that make you uncomfortable, it may be God is trying to say, make that right. Repent. Send the ark back.
Yeah.
And once they sent the ark back, the nice Philistines didn't need preparation H anymore. And that's my funny story from the Old Testament.
Oh yeah. Well, this has been fun.
It has been.
All right. Well, we will be back on our regular podcast this Thursday at 5:30.